Leadership empowers individuals to take ownership of their work, fosters collaboration, and drives the overall success of an organization or a community. Acts of leadership thrive at the background of good and positive teamwork. It needs no rocket science to know that good leadership leads to community growth. This is the reason why it is important to empower young people with leadership skills so that the future of communities is poised for a greater success. Paukama Youth Orings specializes in imparting leadership skills to young people, and this year they convened at a youth camp in Epworth where scores of youths from around Zimbabwe came to be trained in leadership management. Ms. Antonia Mangena, a social worker, highlighted the objectives of the youth camp.
We covered a topic on leadership, advocacy and lobbying. We had barriers to youth participation. So we managed to work with people in groups as individuals, learn from them, get feedbacks. We also managed to have the ambassador for the anti-drug. So it was a very, very good experience. I feel like we covered a lot of topics. Despite learning, people had time to play and be youthful. As we had promised, there was going to be swimming, there was going to be mud-pool games, team building games. We managed to do all that.
Good leaders possess self-awareness, garner credibility, focus on relationship building, have a bias for action, exhibit humility, empower others, stay authentic, present themselves as constant and consistent, become role models, and are fully present. In order for youths to grasp the above attributes of good leaders, they have to be trained in different ways. One of the most important tools used in leadership training is team building. The most famous of these, team building, is the obstacle course. Obstacle course helps the trainees in developing and promoting physical fitness, self-confidence, determination, and quick reflexes. These are some of the most important attributes that a leader must possess.
We were working with the junior parliamentarians, and they were saying these are people who are very, very inspired to be future leaders. They are already leaders, but then they're saying they're not the future leaders. They are leaders of tomorrow, today, and yesterday. So the key takeaway from me was that we didn't have to teach them leadership. These people already have it in them. We were just cultivating the skills. In as much as we thought we were going to be educating people, we found out that people already know a lot around these sessions. So what we had to do was to just give them guidance and direction as to the right channels to take. So I feel that for me, it was a very, very powerful session.
Poor leadership keeps a country or a community in a constant developing state, meaning that there is no job creation, improvement of the education system, and a continuous state of poverty. Therefore, leadership youth camps help to mold good and exceptional leaders. The YGT crew took its time to find out if the young men and women at the camp had understood the whole exercise.
So the main key points that I picked up were good communication skills, confidence, and of course good problem-solving skills as a team leader, and of course leadership, as it says, the ability to lead and make other people follow. Yes. So I've learned skills like confidence. For you to lead, you have to be confident enough to talk to your people, and of course you're going to represent them somewhere. So yes, you have to be confident and a good problem solver, because you can't just have a conflict and then let it go. No, you are the leader, so do something.
Personally, I think that teamwork is a very important aspect in one's life, because if you want to bring develop at a certain place, we need to be a team. There was this time when we had a morning session, a jogging session, we were asked to build the tallest tower. Then we saw that when we were a team, when we were combined as one team, Group A, Group B, and Group C, we built the tallest tower and the longest line, meaning that to bring development, we should be united and we should be a team.
What I learned is actually that you can't do all things alone. You need some people to be with you, to work with you, so that you can attain what you want, so that you can attain something greater. So it's not all about working alone, but it's about working with other people, nicely communicating. I also learned how to appreciate other people's ideas. So team building and leadership is based on many things which we are yet to learn and still to learn.
What I liked the most was I have to have confidence. And then the other thing is I have to lead others by example. For instance, let's take the issue of drug and substance abuse. I cannot say to someone, you have to abstain or leave these drugs behind, but then there's something just negative. And also I learned that I must be a critical thinker. Like sometimes there are some situations whereby you don't have time to think, but you just have to analyze and improvise at that time. So I learned that I have to be a critical thinker, I have to have confidence in me so that I can stand for others and represent others.
Some of the greatest leaders in the world were Nelson Mandela, Patrice Lumumba, and Kwame Nkrumah. On the humanitarian front, some of the greatest leaders to have walked on earth are Mother Teresa and Mahatma Gandhi. It is our sincere hope that the 2023 Youth Leadership Camp has contributed to the creation of great leaders who will take Zimbabwean businesses and communities to greater levels in Zimbabwe and beyond.
Your child participation is very, very crucial, because we're saying it's important to groom them or teach them about participation from when they're young than when they're older, because we're saying if they're involved from as early as childhood, then it's important, because we're saying we can get their ideas and nurture them such that when they grow up, they're in the right direction. So child participation or youth participation is important, because we're saying if youth are involved in the initiatives, if youth are involved in the planning and what can I say? If they're involved in the planning, it makes it very important for them to make sure that they are committed to the program or to whatever plan that is put forth for them, because they have that sense of ownership where they're saying, these were our ideas, this was what we planned for, and we are seeing how it's going. So if things get to go wrong in the long run, they can take the full blame for it and work on it, because it was initially the idea. So it's a bottom-up approach, which is very important, rather than saying it has to be a top-down approach indicated to them what they have to do. So if they're involved and they're participating, which means their voices are being heard, their views are put out there, and at the end of the day they've got that sense of ownership where they're saying they can live up to it and be committed to it.
Now put your hands in the air. You can dance, you can sing, you can call your friend. Now put your hands in the air. Now put your hands in the air.